So the premise of our book, The Age of AI and Our Human Future, is that this is the time that we need to be thinking about what AI will be like in the 20, 30, 50-year time frame. And that in order to do that, we need to bring people together from very different areas of experience and knowledge. One of the things we say in the book is that the AI future is going to happen, but where we'll end up or the destination is up to us, and it's up to us now and in the next few years. The closer we get to 10 or 20 or 50 years from now, the more systems will have been built, and it gets harder and harder to change directions. And the questions are really very fundamental ones. I think one of the things that got all three co-authors maybe the most interested in both collaborating on this and digging into these questions is that we really see AI as fundamentally changing humans' views of ourselves, of our role in society, of how we perceive the world around us. And technologies, for the most part, have not done that in the same way. And this is because the nature of these technologies is they're probably the first generation of technological advances that rival some of the things that humans see as unique about being human. Not everything that we see about unique as being human, but human level intelligence, we don't think of animals or other things in the natural world as exhibiting human level intelligence. But we're starting to see that more and more even in today's AI, and one can certainly think as we go over the next few decades that this will become more and more widespread in more and more domains. I think it's very important to recognize that human level intelligence is not human level everything. It's very easy to anthropomorphize something that exhibits human level intelligence. These things don't have intuition, motivation, fear, anger, love, desire, right? These are all, human emotions. They don't have faith, belief. Those are things that are distinct from human level intelligence. But, and it's hard for us to even tease those kinds of things apart. So as we start to have something that shows human level intelligence, not these other human level sorts of things, that we're often we mix together with intelligence, how do we start to tease those apart? How do we understand how this is going to change the nature of humanity? Maybe another analogy is, if you think about the Industrial Revolution, that was a time period when physical automation clearly had a huge effect on what humans did in their day-to-day lives. But animals were used to do physical labor. It wasn't something that we viewed as kind of uniquely human. Now we're starting to see things where machines are doing things that we viewed as uniquely human. That means we may confuse what the machines can do with other uniquely human things that the machines are not doing. But it also means that, we may be threatened or challenged by the things that the machines do. So it's when we think about this sort of 10, 20, 50-year horizon, it's really these more fundamental issues about the nature of humanity, perceptions of reality, that we think are important to add to today's discussions. It's not that we don't think that discussions today about AI are important, they are. We just don't think that they cover everything that needs to be covered. And we're engaging a broader range of people. I've been speaking to groups of philosophers and, at legal conferences, places that I never would have been engaging previously. And I think that's sort of the whole point of the book, that it's very important to be having those broader engagements, and I think that's helping lead to better framed questions.